And now here's Jean going to lead us in our fun time.
Good morning, friends. It's a good day to be here because we're going to have a party. Not an end of the summer bash, not a birthday. I can't see all of you if those are blowing in my way. Not a birthday party, even though those of you who know me know how much I love a good birthday party. Today, we're celebrating, drum roll please. Drum roll. Today. That's what we're celebrating. We're celebrating today. I know there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of sadness. There's a ton of things that make us feel anxious or unhappy. But we're going to have a party anyway. As humans, we have the ability to make decisions, don't we? So I decided we're going to have a party. I know that life gets difficult. I'm not ignorant of that fact. We have to go back to school. We have to go back to work. Our cars break down. Maybe we get sick. Maybe our loved ones get sick or even die. As people say, life happens. It does. It happens to all of us. Nobody can get through life unscathed. Every single one of us has those life happens moments. Our question today is, what is our reaction to those unavoidable situations? What are we going to do? How are we going to respond? If it's a serious loss, being sad and grieving is, of course, the right thing to do. But if it's more minor, like if it starts to rain and you were going to go for a walk or your lawnmower stops doing its job, what do we typically do? Maybe complain, maybe slam a door, maybe kick the cat, maybe say something sorry, I don't have a cat. I don't know what you do with cats. Okay, dog. Yell at the dog. Maybe we say something we wish we wouldn't say. But what might be a more helpful reaction? Pat and I, this past week, my husband's name is Pat, we had a day. I mean, it was a day. We had guests coming to spend a couple nights with us, so that meant extra chores. Extra chores meant extra laundry, because who can stay clean while they're doing chores, right? Not me. So doing more laundry, then there was the whole carpet getting flooded situation, and we had to dry that off. Then we were late getting to work. We forgot things we wanted to bring, so we had to go to the store and re-buy the things that we had already bought that we needed here. It was the same day our dog had to go to the vet, and that takes all of our attention. And I had planned my whole day, my whole schedule around this meeting I was going to have, and the woman I was going to meet with never showed up. I know. All of that on one day, I started getting that sick to my stomach kind of feeling, right? That anxious, I don't want to finish this day. So I knew that I had to change my attitude. I had to adjust my mindset. That's when I knew I needed a party. Now, I don't mean the whole big cake and ice cream thing, though that would be great. Just something to get me out of the rut I got in. I needed to celebrate something. I knew that I would continue to wait for the other shoe to drop if I didn't do something drastic. Waiting for the next unpleasant thing in a very unpleasant day. So what did I do, you might wonder? I did this. I began to thank God for things instead of complain to people about things. You see, I read a book this past week. The name of it is, well, it doesn't matter, and the author, I can't remember. If you're interested, I can share that with you later, but I remember this quote, and in it he said, if we can learn to show gratitude, it's good for us because people who are grateful tend to be happier. And I thought about that phrase, for quite a while, and I realized it wasn't just this guy's opinion. There's scientific proof out there. There's research that's been done behind this idea. Research has shown that gratitude may improve well-being, increase resilience, enhance relationships, and even positively impact our physical health. That's a long list of things. There's a psychiatrist, Kristen Francis, from the Huntsman Mental Health Institute, and she said this: expressing gratitude can positively change your brain. It boosts dopamine and serotonin, the neurotransmitters in the brain that improve your mood immediately, giving you those positive feelings of pleasure, happiness, and well-being. So the experts agree. Sometimes I don't care what the experts say. I want to know what God says. I want to know what the Bible says. So I've asked, does the Bible have anything to say about this? And of course it does. In Philippians 4, it says this: always be full of joy in the Lord. I say it again, rejoice. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need, and then thank him for all he has done. Then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. His peace will guard your hearts and minds as you live in Christ Jesus. Did you catch the order of things in those verses? First, we're to always be full of joy. Well, that's so much easier said than done. We can't just decide that we're going to be happy all the time. Sometimes we're just not feeling that great. But there's some hints in this passage for what to do when that happens. Remember, we're God's kids. He just wants to hear from us. So our first thing is to pray about everything. Don't worry. We've got this generous God that we just sang about who's waiting to hear from his beloved children. He adores us. So we're supposed to tell him what we need. But as we do that, we'll begin to see that he has already done so much in our lives. We may need a different job, and we can ask God for that. But we may very well be reminded when we're praying about that we already have a place to live and food to eat and friends to share with us if we don't. He's already provided for us. As we tell God, thank you, we practice being grateful, and a wonderful thing happens. We'll experience God's peace. Our circumstances might not have changed, but he changes the way we feel about it. You know, that sick feeling in the pit of your stomach I was just talking about? That's what he takes care of. He replaces that with peace. And that's where our joy comes from. The last part of the passage says that God's peace will guard our hearts and minds. That sure sounds similar to what researchers found out about expressing gratitude, doesn't it? God is so smart. So I want to ask us today, what can we rejoice about? Well, in a way, if you've been here for the past 2 weeks, it's kind of a review of those sermons. If you didn't hear them, you can hear them on our YouTube page. First and foremost, something that we can rejoice about always, we can be grateful for, is that we're objects of God's affection. He is crazy about us. In fact, he didn't want a world where you didn't exist. Because if he did, he would have made a world like that. That's how important each one of you is to him. We can rejoice in knowing that we're each his masterpiece. He's so proud of the work he did in creating us. Every one of us was wonderfully made. We can be grateful that we're new creations. Our past mistakes have been erased, and we don't have to keep reminding ourselves of those things. We can rejoice that we've been made in his image, so we can go about our lives showing the waiting world what living for Jesus can look like. And hopefully they'll open up to faith in God as well. And we can live for others rather than just being concerned about ourselves, because that's such a lonely, boring way to live. We really do have so much to be grateful for. And I'm thankful for being part of this amazing spiritual family where we work to love each other in such practical ways. We're finishing our service team signups today. And just in case you haven't made up your mind which team you want to join, I'm going to give you a little help and a little incentive. The help is I'm going to have a few live actual service team members come up here on stage by me, and they're going to tell you in their own words why they serve. So if I could have Anna Heiding come up, she's going to represent the cafe team. Nate Mabus come up, he's representing the VK team. Ramsey Blakey, I almost said your previous last name, she's going to be representing the ushers. I'm not going to have anybody from First Impressions come up because we don't need any more First Impressions people for service. So we're not even going to tempt you to listen to that. Thankfully, that team is full. These teams are not. So you just might want to get involved in one of these. Do I need to do something on this? Oh, there it is. Ramsey, tell us what team you're on and why you're on it.
Okay. I am on the usher team, and why I'm on it, I guess people who know me would say that God has given me the gift of gab. I do tend to like to talk to people, and this is a great way to have conversations and to meet people whenever they first come in. A couple things about our teams. At least one person on our team says that there is an extrovert door and an introvert door whenever you come in. So if you are not having the gift of gab, but you're like, that could be something fun to do, if you're put on this door, you talk to very few people because few people come through this door. So it is kind of nice to know, and it is really great. I know when I walk into a new place, I hate feeling alone, that I don't know anybody, and it is just so nice to be able to talk to somebody and to give them a smiling face, whether it's by the First Impressions or the usher whenever you come through. It is very nice for people to have that. So if you have any interest in that, we do have a lot of openings, and we would love to have you on the team.
Thank you, Ramsey. Let's hear it for Ramsey. I was just prepared in case you guys didn't play along, so good for you.
Hi, my name is Anna. I work on the cafe team, and I love working with the people there. It's really fun and exciting. I also like to learn how to make new drinks and coffee, which is kind of cool. And I like to replenish the items there to make sure that everyone has what they need. It's a really fun time, and you guys should totally join. Yeah.
They get that now. You guys are amazing. Another thing, Anna, I don't want to, well, I'm going to put you on the spot. How old are you? 13. She's 13. So if you're thinking that you might not be old enough to work in the cafe, if you're at least in 7th grade, you are. You can do that and have fun with us there too. And this is Nate Mabus. What team are you on?
I serve on green and purple team in the back, and I do
on Vineyard Kids.
Vineyard Kids. And on green, I run the computers in the back, and then on purple, I help out in 34, which is
preschool.
Yeah. And I do it because when I was a little kid, I was back there, and I guess it's my way of saying thank you. It's fun.
It is fun. Thank you, Nate. The fun thing about both Anna and Nate is they grew up in the Vineyard Kids program, and now they have learned that serving is an excellent thing to do. I'm so proud of them, all of the volunteers. So that is the help. They are just giving you their experience about why they serve and what team they serve on. I'm also going to give you a little bit of incentive about today, about service teams. Anyone who signs up today for the first time, or if you signed up last week for the first time, your name will be entered into a drawing, and what you're going to win is a $50 Quick Star gift card. Now the yay needs to come in. Okay, that's good. But don't worry, those of you who have been on teams before, you're like, really, just the new people? No. If you are signed up again for a team, we're having a drawing for you too. Guess what you get to win? $50 Quick Start gift card. I know, it is amazing. So we have had fun music for our party. We had special guests for our party. We have balloons for our party. But what party would be complete without a party game? Now, I know not everybody wants to play, and that's okay. But guess what the winner gets? A $50 gift card to Quick Start. I know, it's so amazing. We're going to play service team bingo. So if my ushers could hand out the bingo cards, this is going to be amazing. And if you were on the usher team, you could be doing this very thing right now. It's amazing. You could help. You could get one of those yellow shirts. Ushers have the yellow shirts. So here's what we're going to do. On your card, there's some of our different service teams listed on there. There's ushers and first impressions and cafe and production and prayer, I believe. And I'm giving you a little head start with this game. Some people are wearing the t-shirt of the service team that they're on. So you could easily get somebody to fill in, you could put somebody's name in there, like on cafe. All you have to do is look for people who have these shirts that literally say cafe on them, and you could say, I see you're on the cafe team. Will you sign my card? The prayer team is the green. The first impressions is that rose color. Production are black, and they say production, but I will say this, because most of our production team has to work through this, like they're in the sound booth and they're streaming back in the office. Worship team, would you guys be willing to also sign for production? Anybody you saw up here on the stage leading worship can sign that too. Now, not everybody who's on a team has their t-shirt on. It's going to be a little bit tricky. Like I only see like 4 Vineyard Kids people with their t-shirts on. So you might just need to go up to somebody and say, are you on a team? Which one? You might need to do that. Or you can come ask me and I can point some people out to you, because I know just about everybody who's on just about every team. So when I say start, what you're going to do is get up if you want to play. If you want a chance to win that gift card, you're going to get up out of your seats and you're just going to start walking around, finding people with the t-shirt on or asking total strangers. This is such a good way to get to know people. As an introvert myself, I know some of you are just panicking right now. You can just sit. It's okay. No harm, no foul. But if somebody comes up to you and asks you to sign, Sue, I didn't say start yet. Too bad I know you. I know her name and her personality. So don't hand your card to somebody else. You just get their name and write it. The only caveat about this game is if I can't read the name, you can't win. So you might want to print and not scribble. I know your signatures are amazing, but just write a first name is all you have to do. And then just bring your card up here to me and I'll look at it and then I'll stop the game and we'll give away the prize. It's as easy as that. I would ask everyone to stay in here while we're playing, because at the end I've got one more announcement. We've got some prayer opportunities for people, and then we'll go out and have our snacks. It's donut and hot cocoa day. So, does anyone have a question about how this game is going to go? Does anybody know if they're already going to win? Okay, this is great for you competitive people. I am not competitive. Do you have a question? Can I sign my own name? Yes. You can sign if you're on a team, put your own name on there on that team. And the card really should be as full as you can possibly get it. If you get to a place where there's just not enough like cafe team people here or whatever, come up and I can point somebody out to you. Okay, and what? Fill it out. Yep. Yeah, not just 5. This has to be What? Oh yeah, you can do ushers. Ushers and first impressions can be interchanged. Yep. So the yellow shirts or the rose-colored shirts. And bingo. Play. Can we have some bingo playing music, do you think?